it's after that little clicking, and then they say yes. Listen.
My name is Mark. Aaron is to the right of me.
Right there. Yes.
When we come here next year or whatever, that we can ask for you and see if you want to talk to us again. Why don't we move on to M or L?
I'm gonna rewind that.
I think something about strong.
Why don't we move on to M or L?
One more time.
You want to talk to us again? Why don't we move on to M or L?
I don't know.
Say that again.
I'm gonna rewind
I
that.
heard because. I heard because.
It says because of someone.
Oh, I feel like that fuck's coming on. Yeah, and nobody here is gonna hurt you, I promise you that. We're not gonna provoke, you know, hell. You're in death row, you guys are probably tougher than, a hell of a lot tougher than we are. So don't feel that you can't talk to us in fear of being hurt, because I promise you won't be. Why are you still here? This definitely isn't a nice place to stay, so why haven't you moved on? Is it by choice? Is it, why are you still here? This definitely isn't a nice place to stay, so why haven't you moved on? Is it by
There's a
choice?
thank you right at the beginning, real fast. One more time.
This definitely isn't a nice place to stay, so why haven't you moved on? Is it by choice?
I hear thank you. Listen, as soon as he stops talking, it's fast.
This definitely isn't a nice place to stay, so why haven't you moved on?
Yeah.
Is it by choice? Is it, where you're just...
Could be like sarcasm, like, thank you, right? You know?
What you may have done. I guess I'm asking, are you stuck here for some reason, or is it by choice that you're here? As you said, by choice. Why would you want to stay here? What's the
Oh, there's
Okay,
something
and
there.
again, this is last.
Here we go.
Why would you want to stay here? What hearing? Okay, and again, this is
One more
last
time, I don't know if we're gonna
why
make that out.
why would you want to stay here? What hearing? Okay, and again, this is the last question that will let you back, and I always ask this every time we investigate. It's widely held, well, a lot of people believe in religion here. Okay, and again, this is the last question that will let you back, and I always ask this every time we investigate. It's widely held.
It's almost sounds like they say,
oh. Religion here, which, okay, and again, this is the last question that will let you back, and I always ask this every time we investigate. It's widely held. Well, a lot of people believe in religion here, which I'm sure you know. But now that you're where you are, is there any evidence of maybe what, when you're alive, you would have considered a con?
Ooh. All right. I hear the first word I hear is yes.
Of maybe what, when you're alive, you would have considered a con? All right, thanks.
One more time.
Maybe what, when you're alive, you would have considered a con?
One more time.
Of maybe what, when you're alive, you would have considered a con?
I don't know.
All right, thanks, guys.
It's like pretty clear, but you think you should do a frequency thing or not?
What's
I
that?
think you should do another frequency, or is that pretty good though? It's pretty damn good.
Well, we can take a look at it. We can
It's in
look
the,
at it
or
around.
whatever.
Yeah.
I like that though, it's a good.
Yeah.
It's,
And you know, I think real quick, I mean, I think this is another thing that kind of leads to, why we, you know, and Debbie and people that are really passionate about the field is that, you know, they see us, they see what we're doing right now. You know, there's spirits that are like hanging out back there because they don't want any part of us. And there's spirits that are close by because they want to talk to us. But I think the fact that they see that we'll record for 30 seconds and we'll spend 5 minutes trying to figure out what they're saying. And I think that leads to, once we figure out what they're saying, and Debbie says this all the time, they're like, hey, Bill, get the fuck over here. We just talked to them and they heard us. They repeated what we said. You need to come over here. And I think that's a part of whatever we have is because they see that, you know, we're just not setting a recorder down and then hit record and then hit stop and then listen back 3 weeks from now. You know, because what good does it do to them? I mean, if they say pray for us, or they say come into the shower or whatever, you'll hear us clearer. You know, there's no sense to us anyway. There's no sense in recording if you're not going to listen back and try to get that back and forth thing as well as we can. I mean, obviously 99% of the talking is going to be Aaron and I and Debbie. But if we can get that back and forth thing, that's what we're looking for, because that's the evidence that if Aaron asks a question, hey, you know, how old are you? And they say 49. I mean, there's no, at that point, all the skepticism stops because it's a direct response. Right. You know, so anybody can say whatever they want, but if we're getting direct responses to our questions, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And
that's why it's so important to keep playing back and listening to it.
Yeah.
I got a full name in prison last night.
What's that?
In one of the cells. I asked the guy name and he said his name first and last right to me.
Where at?
It was just down from Mal Capone's cell. I just went into one by myself and just asked a bunch of questions. And what's your name?
We got horny last night.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we go, did you say
Horny
horny
convicts.
or honey? And then that, because we listened to it, got it, then we did another EVP session and asked, and it says, I said horny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that's an intelligent spirit. So then we got to talk to him, you know?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. And that was over a ways in the in solitary, yeah. It was yeah, it was a direct response to his question.
And then there was a prison guard there, and he got touched right at that moment, too. And then we all thought,
Like that prison guard.
Now, it seems like you're getting an answer to every single question. Is that common?
You know, I can't really say it's common because Debbie and I work with 2 separate recorders. Mm-hmm. But in our experience, it does seem like, to me, okay, Debbie has a special connection more than I do. And when Debbie gets EVP, it's clearer.
Clearer, yeah.
Than when I get it. You know, I think I might get more, but it seems to be for the most part kind of garbled and stuff, and you need to try to figure it out. But yeah, I can't say it's common that you get an answer to every question. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are right now, it seems like, but the drawback is a lot of it we can't figure out, mm-hmm. which again is the nature of an EVP.
So that's why you go on your computer, download it, and do the filters.
Edit it and stuff like that, yeah.
That's why we have Billy.
Let's call Billy.
Yeah.
So
and that's why Debbie has me.
We've been in here for 40 minutes.
Has it been 40 already?
They're going to call it like less than probably 3 minutes, 4 minutes here at the most.
Okay, so why don't we do a quick blast and you guys can ask the question. And there's no wrong question, there's no right question, it's just a question. So I'll put it on and you guys can fire away and we'll listen back before you have to move on.
We'll do 5 questions, that way we can listen back.
Okay, here we go.
What crime did you commit to get here?
Say that one more time.
What crime did you commit to get here?
How old are you?
Are you unhappy here?
Did somebody just stab me?
Are you enjoying hearing the sound of your voice coming on through the recorder?
If you were all captured and that's why you stay, is there something holding you here that's not human?
What's your favorite color?
Do you know what the word glory hole means?
Aaron does.
Let's try that. You know what's funny is a lot of times we do EVP and like a laughter,
Yeah.
emotion, you can hear the most clearest EVPs ever.
Over top of it.
Right, because it's emotion and they feed off of it.
Yeah, and that's what we got at the Queen Mary.
Right.
When they said, come to save your life again.
Yeah.
It was right over to all of our laughter.
They're talking about saving my life again.
They both went up at the same time.
We should listen to it. 'Cause
Yeah. All right, here
and
we
my
go.
veins swelled up and like
It was
they started to
crazy.
feed off of me and it was like
was nuts.
yeah, that's when that first started.
And they said something about your blood, and it's just like,
Yeah, but they
okay.
both flashed
This
exactly the
shit's
same
getting heavy.
time. Yeah, same.
What's that?
Oh, both the detectors see the exact same thing.
I tend to think that the K2s, especially with weather, go off different.
Yeah.
And like the millimeters that we use are only specifically for that and won't pick up weather and
Yeah.
weird stuff. So I don't know. I'm more of a millimeter kind of guy than a K2 because
That would
K2
be-
kind of goes off on all kinds of things. Like you can put it in the middle of anywhere and
Yeah.
spikes everywhere.
Oh, I'd love to have one of those. But
Yeah, right.
Dave wants us to start coming back.
What's that?
Oh, we gotta switch.
Oh, all right, let's listen back real quick. They can wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Okay, here we go.
Literally 1 minute.
Say that one more time. Okay, here we go.
It's in back. After I say, here we go.
One more time. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
It's in the back.
Say that one more time.
What time did you come in to get here? How old are you?
Are you unhappy here?
Somebody just said.
So why the question was so fast is on, it was on like there's no EVP cuts, it was straight through this.
Yeah.
Are you unhappy here?
Somebody just said.
I think they are stacked like
I did that.
I had
How
to.
old are you?
Are you unhappy here?
Somebody just said. Are you enjoying hearing the sound of your voice coming out through the recorder? You're all captured, nobody can. Is there something holding you here? Is there something? What's your favorite color?
You know what the word glory hole means? Aaron does. Let's try that. You know what's funny is a lot of times we do EVP and
Whoa.
laughter. Yeah,
Dude, are you touching me?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry, dude, the backpack. He's all.
We need to do that. We need to do that in private.
Yeah.
I just freaked.
All right, we gotta switch the groups. Oh, there it is.